and it's like, it's a bit messy, so I'm gonna fast forward. The kitchen is right here, and then you have the office space,
Yeah.
and then the bathroom in there, and out here looking the high rise of downtown Minneapolis, overlooking the city. There's a purpose of why we're showing this, y'all. This is a faith walk. We call this a faith walk. So here it is, overlooking the city, downtown Minneapolis. I've always told myself I want to live on a high rise of a downtown city. And it happened to be where I grew up. And let me show y'all this here. And across the street right there, that building right there with the clock, is the jail.
Oh, wow.
It's the jail. And I used to be in there frequently. And whenever I come down to the bus stop, I would walk down this street. This building wasn't here then. Hi, God. So, and we have the bathroom, the bedroom here, king size bed with a little window, open up. Yeah. So that's pretty much the view. And not only that, but the downstairs is remarkable with a jacuzzi, pool deck, grilled, whatever you want. But check this right. I was talking to my pastor here, and was talking about just things that differentiate homeless people from, just typical people like just us.
Yeah.
Right. And I share a bit of mine. And I told him, I said, my life is basically a faith walk. And I told him his life is a faith walk as well. Because the thing is, the apartment I showed you, I was doing DoorDash. And I was doing DoorDash, and I delivered an order for someone, and I said, man, this apartment is nice. And he was like, oh, you want to take a look? He showed me around, went to the pool deck, everything. And I told myself right there, and I told him, I said, man, I'm going to move out my mama's spot and then get in here. I just happened to move from Maryland, came back to Minnesota. So staying with the parents for maybe about a month or so. So I said, I need to move. Because, you just need that freedom to think, So when I went back into my vehicle, I said, God, that's where I want to move. Nowhere else in Minneapolis, that's where I want to move. And then 2 months later, put in the application. They didn't even know how much it was. And this is the thing. It came up to 2005, right? I said, man. So this is what I said, because this is what you told me way back on Pastor. You said, we can't use the word can't. It shouldn't be in our vocabulary, So I said, God, how can I afford this? Went through my head, did some math. I said, you know what? This is how I'm going to afford it. I said, God, if you give me the apartment, I will be able to afford it. Just like that. I put in the application now. I kid you not. I put in the application on that Monday. I got a call on that Tuesday morning. I got a call, and he said, we're going to run everything to X, Y, and Z. Right? I said, okay, cool. Ran it for a few hours that evening. Got the apartment. He said, Mr. Morris, when can you pick up the keys? Just like that, y'all.
It's the mind state that has it can be your prison, or it can lead to your freedom. Your mind determines it. You cannot tell me that you've made it to where you are in life, or where you live, or what you drive with the same impoverished mind state from where you started. There has to be something that defines you as different. Yeah. And it's not how much you have in your bank account. It's what you tell your mind you're able to achieve or accomplish. Now,
Exactly.
you know, Doc, I have an eviction on me from way back when. I got two now. But that didn't stop me from signing this lease in this place in my own name. You
Come
know,
on.
I didn't need no cosigner. I didn't need a anybody else on there with me. My income, my signature, and my credit got it, regardless of what was on my background. You understand what I'm saying? And there was for 2 years I went Airbnb from hotel to hotel. The Hilton has become my best friend. I am as high up on the chain that you can get with all them reward points, man. I made up in my mind I'm sick of doing this because my son is privileged, but he's homeless.
Come on.
So I don't like it. And if I'm preaching security and God will make you stable, then it's me to practice it for somebody else to achieve it or like to look at it, but you got to live it. And so one of the things that I live by, Doc, is honesty. I won't lie to you. I don't care what it's about. I'm not. So I can't get on here preaching it if I don't practice it in the background.
Come on.
So I had to change my mindset from renting it to now I want to lease it. And I came down, I checked it out the first place because I can't do the whole long-term thing where like you just go from place to place, house shopping. That's not for me. That's for some girl. For me, I looked at it, I saw it, I liked it, I signed it, and I got it the same day. And beyond that, it's the mindset. Now, we came from Huntsville, and we paid $500 a month for rent, and that was a stress. 2 years past that, I'm paying $2,200 a month, and that's a bargain. I didn't change. My mindset did.
Yeah.
And you can afford whatever, you can have whatever, you can do whatever, because God has given you more than the power to do so. He says, greater works than these, and he raised himself from the dead. He says, greater works than these will you be able to do if you do what? Believe. You gotta believe it. You gotta believe it.
So check this, right? So you know my history. I came here under my parents at 8 years old, right? Political asylum and all that. And so I got in some trouble before 18, right? So I got some records, juvie records. And then after 18, I got some records. So my parents became a citizen, but I didn't, right? And then up to today, I am still not a citizen. Not only that, but I don't have a permanent resident card. I am bound in the U.S. If I leave the U.S., I won't come back in.
Wow.
And everything I do, it have to be in the U.S. and it has to be in the law. So I am very straight. Not only that, so 18 got into some trouble. 21 got my last trouble. So God delivered me in the workhouse and changed my mindset. And I said, you know what? I need to do something, go to school. Went down to Alabama, but the consequences stayed for my actions then, right? But here's the thing, right? Sometimes we like to play the victim so much. We like to feel like, okay, God, this is a small thing. Why me? Why I'm still struggling? Why I'm still going through this? But we have to stop from that language, that mindset of why me. You know, okay, we did the stuff. I did the stuff. It happened. Move on. What you gonna do now? So here was my predicament there, my choice to make then. I said, okay, now I'm in college. I can't work anywhere else in Huntsville. I have to work on campus. They're paying me $6.05 an hour. So I have to do that. So I can't just go off campus. But I told God, I said, God, I want to move off campus. I don't know how I afford that. And then it went after that and after that. But the thing is, up to this point, I can't even get a job because of record. And my field, Loans took out to go to school. I can't get a job in
Come
that
on, come
field.
on, come
So
on.
we have loans. Not only that, work permit expired. Can't even work, even if I had one. But here is still God opening doors in places like hustles here and there. But it's things like it's things like we have to get our mindset from this thing of why me, and to the
Big
point of,
time.
okay, it happened. So what now?
Yeah.
Let's focus more on the what now. What can we do now?
Yeah.
What God is saying now. It's not what we did. Yes, they're gonna call
So
you and
good.
say you
That's
did
so good.
this.
That's so
Yes,
good.
they're not going to approve you for this, but there's always a way. People don't know. Your back is never against the wall. That's one thing if
Come
you
on.
know God. Because I think it's not, people look at this thing as spiritualism or things like that, or one of their like hugs, like, or you come in this circle and say, oh, kumbaya. No, the thing is, God is real. God first starts working in your mind. If you tell yourself you can't do this, he show you who you are, and you can confirm that by going in his word. So if you know who you are, you can go back to yourself, God, this is who you say I am. Then what am I doing here? Like the homeless man I looked to today, I said, hold on, this man don't belong on this tree. He looks different. And it wasn't something like, I just like, hold on, it's not normal. So it's something like that, bro. It's just stuff like that we have to, try to hone in on. It's not so much of what have happened. Everything have
Come
happened
on.
is
Come on.
done. But it's like, what you gonna do now? What
Yeah.
steps you gonna make? What adjustment you gonna
I
make?
want a solution.
Yes.
I don't need people connected to me who are gifted at pointing out the problem. Negro, can you help me find a solution? Because if not, you're wasting my time and intoxicating my atmosphere. I need to know how we gonna do better and get up out of this ditch. They did it to Joseph. They threw him in it and then left him there. And everybody wanted to stand around and talk about it, how he got ripped the vest off of him, how he lost his dream, how he wasn't in anything. But he said, I'd rather connect to strangers who
Mhm.
can see me for my vision, even
Mhm.
though they see me in this ditch. I need to know, are you connected to people who elevate you or restrict you? And that's what you just said. You're like, you were in a place where the circumstances looked like it was against you, but your
Mhm.
mind was free.
Mhm.
and and that's where we part ways with freedom and provision.
Mhm.
Prison is that
Mhm.
you can be in the ghetto
Ooh.
and still have a mindset that's free and thrive right in the projects,
Mhm.
or you can be in $1 million apartment and still be enslaved in your mind, suppressed to a $200 budget. It's
Mm.
the freedom of the mindset. And God says, I've come that you have life, right?
Yeah.
But I want you to prosper even as your soul prospers. Here's
Mhm.
where we miss it. We want to prosper in the natural with the stuff, and we forget our spirit has to
Mhm.
prosper too. That's the first requirement. Not saving your soul. Jesus did that.
Mhm.
Saving your mind
That's
from seeing all this bad stuff and thinking that this all you'll ever see.
Mhm.
So my people struggle. I know that. You know that. We're free in our hands because the chains have for so long been on our mind.
Mhm.
And here's how you cut that. Kill it.
That's it.
Kill it.
That's Yeah. That's to be honest. It's like, even if you look at freedom, is it's almost like, if if you are freed in the mind, you wouldn't be so concerned about what other things or what they say.
Mm.
You know, if you know and your relationship is firm in God, and you know what steps you need to do to better your life,
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about what others say, even if they
Right.
call
Right.
you, even if your parents. You don't even have to. You can respectfully say that, you know what, right now I just want to continue to have my mind stay on the certain path. So I have to call you back when I'm more prepared to listen to that. You know? So it's okay to turn, because sometimes we have to turn those things off. If we don't, it would just be the same routine, because that will spill into negativity. And then all of your plans that you are now set up, it's like, man, maybe I need to look at this in another way because this said that. You know, your mind always have to be, if X, Y, and Z you say you're going to do, that's what you are going to do, no matter what anyone say. But sometimes this the thing is it's not that we forget, right? It's that it we don't forget, we second guess. Not even ourselves, but we second guess that thing that even the Holy Spirit have given us. It is even deeper than that, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really is. Because if God were to tell you right now and say, hey, pick up your family and X, Y, and Z and leave and go somewhere, right? And then your mind goes to say, hey, man, the bills, the X, Y, and Z, how we going to make it? And then a few weeks later, you telling your wife, trying to reason your mind and battling with the Spirit of God telling you to move. But there you are, still there, because why? You can't see the finance. But what if you just pack up and just, you know what? Hey, the little money we have, we put it in the get a hotel, at least for a few weeks, and wait for God to move. Why can we start talking like that and thinking like that? But the thing is, the reason why is it's not just easy and done, Pastor. The thing is it takes that spending time to get to know that person you call your creator or God. Is to spending time with that person. And not only that, but remembering everything that he have done for you.
Come on.
And where you are. And if that is sufficient, then why are you stressing? You know, all you have to do is say, you know what? I'm just going to relax here. My family going to be here. We're going to make the best of it. And then the next day, we're going to expect something from God. Why? Because we don't have no choice.
Come on.
We don't have a choice. Sometimes we have to start living like that. When we start living like that, you will see like blessings just start coming. And you won't, and when people ask you, you'll be freely to give. Why? Because you didn't have it before. It just came. So why are you holding it? You know, and that's the beauty. Like honestly, that's the beauty of just walking by faith. Even like now in our life, you know, like seriously, it's like no one told us how to get it, how to make it. But what we did, we said, okay, God, we're preaching this, we're talking about this. So if we preaching, we're talking about this, we have to be walking in this. We have to have this. We have to have a cattle on 10,000 hills. But the thing is that the ridiculous thing that a lot of Christians say today, they say that, you know what, we're not supposed to chase riches. That is not true. We're supposed to chase our vision, our goal, our passion. If your vision for your life, your family to live a life free of debt, that's a vision. If your vision of moving your family to an uprise with lands to grow your own food, that's your family vision. That's just that. If that's burning in your mind, where in the world you got that thought from? You understand what I'm saying? It's not a negative thought. Because the thing is, you have to see the problem is, Pastor, we don't evaluate our thought process. That's the problem, though. We have a lot of plans in place, but sometimes, you know, for example, we'll say, you know, okay, we want to go to X, Y, and Z, right? We want to go to these places, and then and then we'll say, okay, we want to go just because. right? But the thing is now, if you are yearning to do so certain thing, the thing is the Spirit of God, and I'm gonna wrap up and you guys continue. The thing is with the Spirit of God, man, that thing you would not sleep. That passion, that thing He
Yeah,
give
yeah,
you,
yeah.
you would not. But the problem is when we hit a roadblock or a difficulty, we stop. That's the problem.
We too quick to quit.
Yeah.
We don't stick with it, and we don't see it through. God told Habakkuk, he said, I'll give you the vision, but I want you to write the dream. You got to be able to visualize it and then write about it. That there is action steps that are taken that's required for you to see it. The very first assignment God gives in the word, since we relate to the word a lot, because there's so many people in here who believe God to be the word, but not believe him to be the walking, the real word. He said, the first assignment I'll give is to a man to build, not to save the world, to be an entrepreneur, to save his family. He said, build the ark, and gave him an assignment to do it in 7 days. It seemed impossible, but he did it. It seemed like it was going to take years. I know the church that we grew up in preached it that he built for 120 years and preached that too. God said do it in 7 days, and he beat it. The thing about it is, Doc, is that nobody was called to do what he was called to do. He was the first one to do it, so nobody could instruct him but God. What you're called to do, nobody can instruct you to do. That's why they have no real good advice for you. So I don't look for it. No. Yeah, I don't need your advice on how I can when you ain't never done nothing like this. Keep that mindset and wish me well from over there. But over here, you can instruct me because you've never done it. He says, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard. I know it. So why you expect them to help you build it when God gave it? He said, I'll give you the instructions, right? He gives them specific instructions on how to build a boat. If you go down chapter 6, first book of the Bible, chapter 6, he says, here's how I want you to build it, right? There's instructions on how to build it, and he's not doing it for the family, he's doing it for the animals. You gotta know that there's people connected to you who hate you. That they'll be lying on you, cheating you, that there'll be jackasses around you. But God said, what I called you to build is an example to show them that you who was nobody can do it too. It's not just for the people of the world. No. It's for them to inhabit, but it's for you to build. So for me, it happens to be my family. Those are my animals. They be that because they piggish from time to time. They're like heifers and stuff too, but I know that I have to build even though I'm upset because it's gonna save my family. You don't do it for you.
No.
It's not for you.
No.
Don't be selfish to thinking any of this stuff is for you. It's not for you. What you sit on in your bank account, what you sit on your butt in that seat, it's not for you. It cannot be. You know who I build for, Doc? I build for my family because he's the man who saved the entire world. And it's not even brought up anymore in scripture. Noah is forgotten. He is the father of the entire world that we know now, not Abraham. He came from Noah. He said, I know that they won't remember you, but you're the matriarch, the one who built the ark. But God called you to do it to bring them over. Not that he saved them from a world, because the ark just rose and went right back down. He saved their mindset. I'm traveling you to your future, not in your feet, in your mental capacity. Got to change it. Got to change it.
You said something about the vision, and I'm gonna wrap up with this one here. We don't want to prolong. You said something about the vision. You know the crazy thing is I read through that and the vision were both good and it was terrible.
Yeah.
You know, if you get caught up on the wrong side of the vision, you know, And the thing is, I kind of applied that in my life. For
That's good.
example, like if God give me a vision, you know, it comes with a barricade, a protection, you know, that it says that that vision is even powerful enough that it will even scare me. You know,
That's good.
if
That's
your
good.
vision don't even scare your loved ones around you,
Come on,
then
come on, come
then
on.
then 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 you have to reevaluate that there,
Where it came from.
because yes, your vision have to even have your wife question
Come
and say, man, are you sure about this?
Good dog. That's good dog.
You know, and when we start, honestly, when we start really, you know, following and pursuing, pushing that thing that God has given us, God has given us, each and every one of us, skills and talents and things that we like he wants us to do that will contribute to our family and society.
That's
You
right.
know, and like even like even I was in the bathroom. I say, you know, the crazy thing is, like, if I knew that I did not need a school back then, I would never have went. If
Yeah.
I knew that at a younger age, you know, to start honing in my skills and what has God has given me, God has blessed me with hands, like I am good with the hands, carpenter skills. But I
Yeah.
didn't realize that. The funny thing is, when I was younger, I always had tools in my pocket.
Jeremiah.
At 3 years old, at 4 years old in Liberia, I would walk around with tools, hammer my uncle had just in my pockets,
Yeah.
right? And I never knew I had that skills or just work like that till I was like 22, 23, all them years. You see what I'm saying? So it is different from you even now. You know, changing the mindset. When you change that, God will start showing you who you are, what you're good at. You know, and then from that, when you start putting that in your mind, that light switches up, you would never be broke again in your life.
Come on, come
And
on,
that
come
is
on.
the truth.
That is.
That
That
is
is.
the truth. It's not nothing how people say prosperity gospel. No, no. That is the truth. If your mind is changed in God, because a lot of Christians in church, their mind is not changed. It's still the same. They return tithe so they don't feel like they're gonna burn. They don't feel no.
Mm.
You know, it's the
Ooh,
mindset.
that's
All
good.
of that, we have to evaluate ourselves even in these churches, man. Because what are we going for if your mind is not changed? I stopped going
Me too.
because it's not doing nothing for me.
Ooh.
Come on, your mind is not being changed. We're just hearing this and this.
Yeah. Same
But
old
people
tired
not telling
stuff.
you
Yeah.
like,
Same
yo,
old tired place.
yeah, it have to be practical, man.
The word is alive, John. It's alive. You told me long time ago. You said, Jay, you gotta want it as bad as a drowning man wants air. You gotta strive for it with everything
Yes.
that you have inside of you. You can't come here and give up by the weight of every wave of doubt. You gotta fight for it like it's your life, because it is. When I hit 28, 29, 30, I see my mom died at 26. Um, her mom passed a few years back, twice her age, all down my bloodline. You'll see heart attack, heart attack, heart attack.
Mm,
Well, I'm not ignorant, so I know that the grace of God is to take me from this hellish place.
mm,
But what do I leave behind? Because I don't have time to waste. I
yeah,
can't be consumed in like empty relationships and stupid conversions about
yeah,
nothing when I'll be taken one day by the grace of God. but I have to leave something for the kids that I planted and leave behind. He said, you gotta fight for it, Jay, like you want to live.
Yes.
And so I took that, and I didn't get it then, but I get it now.
Yeah.
Because we don't have forever. And I think so many times we think our hope is in God, that he'll save us in his life. But the will of God is that you live forever. And that won't be on this side. It won't be the greatest. If you are a believer, actually believe. Actually put those things into practice and believe that the God that you serve is able to do it, but there's something that's required of you. That's after you've prayed. What do you do then? What do you do next?
Exactly.
Yeah. There's requirements here.
It really is. The funny thing is we don't know is that simple is really easy, man. It's really easy to go out and get exactly what you want. It really is. See here's the issue with all of that. Oh, I'm getting tired, man. I'm getting tired. But no, see, the thing is like with people, I mean, even with people in the church, even with people out in the wherever the case may be and whatnot, the thing is we all know what we want, you know, and we want to sit here and we all envision and dreamed of a life of bills free and all of that, right?
Yeah.
But that is just a dream. And then all of a sudden we snap back to reality.
Yeah.
Because we
Then we
feel
wake up.
that cannot happen for us. You know, and the thing is I told my mother when she came here, she went to school for culinary arts. She wanted to start a bakery business, right?
Yeah.
I asked her a few months ago, I said, why you never start that business? She said, I didn't have the money. I said, Mom, as long as I know you've been a saver. Why have you started business? She said, I don't know, a lot of work, perhaps it's not gonna, you know. So it's just it just the fact of and this and, ooh, another crazy thing, this one lady messaged me on Facebook. She said, why you always encouraging people and telling them about God and this and that? Who cares? Just worry about you. She said, just worry about you. And I'm even old now. God is coming soon. So we don't have to worry about none of that. And you know, I literally rebuked her in that foolishness. I said, God forbid you're gonna die off, and then your grandchildren are gonna come. They're gonna live and live and live and live and live in this, and then all of a sudden God gonna come back, and you don't know how long you're gonna be in there.
Yeah.
You know, and then I said, LOL. And then I text. I said no. I said and then I text. I said no. I said you have a wrong mindset of this Christianity thing. You are trapped. And of course she blocked me. But the thing is, but the thing is, yo, for folks are trapped in this mindset of just going with the norm. Like, you know, it's okay. This is a comfortable state. You know that I don't need to have that. God is coming soon, and I will have heaven and this and that. What type of foolishness? Do you want to live your life 70 years or so? I promise if you take care of the body, maybe a little bit more. And all of that, do you want miserable in depths and then die and then just to wait for God to come?
Come on.
God gonna say, hold on, you haven't lived here? Don't you see? This is not biblical. But I wonder why all of these older folks who are miserable are still alive. Maybe God is trying to tell them, yo, you need to just enjoy your life first before I take you.
I can't take you because you ain't never lived.
That's what I'm saying. It's like we don't
You're
want to
literally
live our
walking
life,
dead.
man.
And so God can't do anything with you people.
Oh my God, we have to do this again, man.
It's crazy that you say say that I promise that this is gonna be my last point, Doc. I know you go to bed sometimes, which is crazy because Jesus said, "Please, please stay up. Please don't sleep on me." And so I took heed, and I stay up. I don't sleep. He said, "Pray, pray. Don't pass out. Just pray."
I feel you. I feel you.
It said that the children of Israel walked around the wall of Jericho for 7 days. And he told them, the only thing I want you to do is walk in silence and let your priest sound the alarm. I need you to know this tonight, John, that a lot of times you have to walk around your vision before God gives you your vision. And you can't share it with everybody because everybody's not ready to receive it. There's some people, if you say something, they'll sound the alarm too quick and it'll kill it. But you got to be able to look at it and say, I'll formulate it in my mind before I ever walk into it with my feet of my man. I need to know, are you able to interpret it? Because on the 7th day, you got to shout about it. They had to shout before the walls came down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you celebrate the victory God is about to give you and walk in it? Every time he does something, it's required that he's walking. You won't ever see him sitting healing nobody. He had to walk to him. It's required that you walk around it, believe it, but then walk. Faith and work, right?
Yeah.
Faith and work. Yeah. It's possible. That's all we're saying tonight. It's possible.
It's possible. It really
all that you believe.
Your back is never against the wall.
That's right. That's right.
But we don't never believe that. There's always an option. And one of the thing I live with this, one of the thing is whenever I'm faced with like a roadblock, this is literally what I do. You don't even know, like faced with where I don't know how I will make it for the month.
Yeah.
Right? What I would do, I would just put on some music, you know, and just calm my mind. And that's one thing an older gentleman told me. He said, whenever you're faced with a predicament, you don't know what to do. The first thing you do, calm your mind and ask for peace.
That's right. That's right. That's
you know, when your mind is calmer and you have peace, you'll be able to see, you know, or see the clouds, see everything. But your mind have to be calm. You can't be angry. You can't be upset with yourself. You can't be upset with nobody. Just be calm. You know, wherever this is practical now, wherever your happy place is, you know, you have to find yourself there. If your happy place is taking a trip, you ask your family for some money and say, please, I really need this right now. You have to, for your sanity, for your spiritual life, for everything, because it depends on it. And then after that, when your mind is calmer, you will see, like, why am I stressing over this? Oh, I forgot I can do this and do it this way. But you never saw it before when your mind was just stressed out and clouded. You know, that's one thing with the mind, man. It's practical and spiritual, man. Go to your happy place. If it's on the beach, do so. If it's driving, do so. You know.
Whatever it takes to free your mind. Whatever it takes to free your mind.
Whatever.
That means you got to cut them off. That means you got to cut your phone off. That means you got to move and break a lease. Whatever it takes.
That's it.
Your future depends on it.
That's a word for even me. That's it.
That's it for tonight, John. I know you tired. You go get you some rest, man. Thank you so much.
No, appreciate it for having me, man.
Thanks for being
here. It's a blessing, man. I appreciate your channel, man. Keep doing it for real. This is a blessing.
I saw you watch the thing from a few days ago, man. That is humbling when it comes from a sophisticated, educated, scholar doctor like you, man. Thank you so much.
Stop it, man. No, that was professional. Not just the content, but just everything was just professional. Because the thing is, when you put it on a production for God, you got to do it. You can't slack.
Right. That's right.
That's one thing I know. You have to put in a production for God. What you think? People go to clubs and perform. They put in a whole production. They don't sleep. Put up stages. Then what we doing? But
He,
that's for another
he
time.
told me that a long time ago when I first started. He was like, if you were employed by the world, you give it your best. Don't come here with that average stuff.
Exactly.
He said, if you gonna give it to them, I've been way better to you than the world could ever be. I
Come
want
on.
your best, or I want nothing.
Come on. Exactly.
So I put out my best, try to, or if I don't, I just don't do nothing.
That's it.
But God rewards your sacrifice and your gift. So put your hands to the
That's it.
plow. Thank you, man, so much.
Appreciate it, Doc. Appreciate it,
All
man.
right, we'll talk soon, man.
All right, man. Appreciate it.